Welcome to this episode of Golem. Yay! Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Golem.
Golem.
Guys, it's the closer.
No, we do it whatever we want, okay? It's
It's
our
like
show.
Golem, baby. It's opener, it's closer, it's thank
We're gonna
you.
just do it all the
middle.
time until it's in your head.
I'm
and-
busting it out in half an
You're
hour.
gonna think I have
Half
to.
an
That's
hour.
how much I'm gonna do it.
The first time we kill a character, I'm just gonna go golem.
I was
got
drinking.
Jacob to spit. Yeah.
It was close.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I have lost all order of everything. All right. We'll start off. This obviously has welcomed, once I say that has welcomed all our VOD viewers, everybody that's joining us on YouTube and all that. So hello. And I want to start us off with some announcements because I actually do have an announcement today, y'all. I mentioned the Breakfast Club because on that site I have uploaded 2 new merch items. It is the somatic components of friendship design that I've teased in the Discord a little bit ago. So
That's a good one.
it's wonderful. Right now it's out as a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. I will, if you want any particular, like if you prefer tank tops or anything like that, and you want, so let me know. I can make sure to upload those as well. But I wanted to get something out to you all with a new design. So somatic components of
I need a
friendship.
thematic hat.
Ooh, you want
Yeah,
a hat?
that sounds
I like
good.
that. I like that. Maybe I'll do hats like that are just the symbol that don't say the somatic components of friendship or something like. We'll see. It's I really like it though. I think it's very cute. So go check that out. And if you like it, I designed that. So tell me. So make me feel good. All right, and let's also talk about today's sponsors. So shout out to Pocket Bard. If y'all aren't familiar with Pocket Bard, they are a wonderful way to kind of insert music into your ttrpg sessions, whether that's at home, whether you're doing a show like ours, however it is. They're a mobile app, but they're also doing their website has a app version as well on the computer that they're, I think, in beta for. It is by far, and I say this without, like, I know they're our sponsor. I'm incredibly grateful they're our sponsor because I love them. And so it's very easy to talk about them. It really has some of the best, like, UX for a GM that or if you have like a designated person that does the music. Either way, it's so easy to adjust and slide from combat to not, and it's just seamless and incredibly immersive. I just highly recommend y'all check them out. So that is Pocket Bard. And then lastly, Moonbeam. We love our friends over at Moonbeam. They are an up-and-coming streaming platform, but they're more than just a streaming platform. I like to call them, the shorthand of it is if Twitch and Discord had a baby. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that while streaming on Twitch, but I did. Don't tell anybody. And I highly recommend checking them out. We have Realm over there called the WafflesMapleSyrup Realm. Just like you have a Discord server, you're able to stream. There's public realms. There's a whole bunch of really fun stuff. Go check them out. They're growing incredibly fast. They're doing amazing things. They are for the creator. They are for actually, letting us make the money that we deserve. They don't take cuts. It's really good. So just check them out. That's Moonbeam. All right. All right, now I'm caught up. Now I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So,
No more post-it notes.
yalla, let's play Golem, y'all.
Let's play.
Golem.
Golem.
Oh, actually, unfortunately, so we would pen to our intro video. I don't have an intro video yet because we actually need a video editor. So I want to put the call out there. If anybody wants to support us or help us, let us know. Reach out to us. If you're a video editor, it's going to be a paid opportunity, all that good stuff. So if you want to support us, let us know. All right.
We have been looking.
We have. Where's all my stuff?
All right, are we actually starting now?
Yeah, we actually started. Last we left off, let's kind of get ourselves back in to Roga, back into the end of the games that have just occurred. So each of you have kind of gone through a bit of a experience, whatever that means to you. You can phrase it however you would phrase it, and you have each stepped out of the rooms that you had, like a separate room, basically the same, and seems like each of you have successfully passed the trial that was put in front of you. As a reminder, you have sort of stepped out. You saw the one of your companions that was doing this with you, and of course I don't have her name in front of me right now. Maybe Waffles can remember. The little gnome. I just literally don't have her name. Right
Lulu.
The one that was like abandoned by the other guy that we all hate.
Maybe.
The one that Lenora hates specifically, Beryn?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Our first person to give you the
Lulu.
name that's not
Fucking
Waffles gets a hero point.
Lulu.
Nope.
Lulu. Oh, Lulu.
Not Lulu?
You, Lulu.
Oh, Lulu.
Oh, Lulu.
I'm
Is
just gonna
that
go
right?
A through Z.
I have no clue. I'm looking for it.
I thought it was just Lulu,
Wait.
so
I realized I can't
I thought it was
check.
Oh, Lulu.
You guys
I
are
just
probably
need to
right.
find my note.
I believe in y'all way more than me.
I can pull it up. Well, you know what? We'll find out. I'm gonna go with Zalulu because that sounds vaguely correct to me. Not Lulu, but Alulu. So, Mac, you can start off with an extra hero point. As a
Yay.
reminder, we do start sessions with. Don't give me that look, fella.
Sorry that my brain doesn't work in the same way, and
You'll
now
have
he
other
gets an extra hero
opportunities.
point.
Everybody
God, so
starts-
ableist.
Everybody starts with a hero point. We do that for every session unless we're starting in the midst of combat, just as a reminder. So if you still have your hero point from last session, you're not going to get another one. But otherwise, you could refresh that one free hero point, and then Mac's going to start off with 2 because he's cool like that. So Alulu kind of ran off with tears in her eyes and seemed to have left the hallway. As Beryn leaves, Beryn also kind of steps out into the hallway with you. He's looking a little like what the fuck did I just experience? Probably similar to all of you, but he is not. He seems to kind of be with you all and seeming to have passed that as well successfully.
It is in fact a Lulu.
I figured it was. Awesome. I'm glad I somewhat remember something. It's been a month, y'all.
I just shouted Lulu into the microphone like 7 times. I'd like to start my 3-part apology. Saying how good looking all of you are.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Can't confirm.
So in this moment, all of y'all have, and just to kind of to put that little bit more of a somber tone back into it, right? Like, you do all recall the visions that each of you have had. You do recall taking some psychic damage, even though as you step forward and you kind of check in with yourself, you actually don't feel damaged in that regard. So if you actually took any damage last session, now that you're kind of out of that vision, out of that space, you feel fine. You can put yourselves back to full hit points. And as you stand here and kind of look around at each other, and even Beryn is looking to each of you like, well, what the fuck now? The attendant steps forward, kind of after he watched Alulu kind of leave and directed her in that direction. So he steps back in here to his post at the end of the hallway and says, congratulations, each of you have passed the final trial of the games. As such, you're able to come down here, go down the stairs, and you'll exit through the side building, and you can make your way to the side of the stage for the ceremony. The winning ceremony. I believe Mel has some announcements and such, so please wait by the side of the stage. I'll lead you there, and we will. You'll be called up at the time.
So did we all pass?
Yes, indeed. This was not intended
Beryn?
for us, so I believe so, yes. According to, he passed this last, test like all
This
of
is
you.
disappointing news.
Beryn gives a little fist bump.
No eliminations or anything. That's interesting.
Well, Alulu, unfortunately, did not make it past the final stage of this trial.
I see.
And there
Is
no
she
shame.
okay?
She will be fine. Yes, I'm sure she'll recover.
Sense motive, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Roll me a perception check. Push to talk.
Wrong button. Sorry. It's 19 plus perception.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you find it?
Because where the fuck is it?
Never
No.
can. Always, man. Always.
Perception.
It's usually like on the left in main categories rather than with your skills for some reason.
It's truly awful UX.
It's
I just have to be
not
honest
with
about it.
because it's technically not a skill. It is a
Right.
separate. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Are you
Will
on?
a 19 get me
every
there?
time.
I will
something
take your
cool?
natural 19, absolutely. With a
Sweet.
natural 19, you look at him and like even as you ask about her, his eyes like track to where she kind of left, where he's kind of starting to lead you all as well, and he looks concerned for her in an empathetic way, but you don't think he's lying. Like he's like, she'll be fine. Like it's an emotional thing, it seems to be, and she'll be okay. At least that's what he thinks. You can.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, of course. So please, if you will, follow me. Unless you have any other questions.
And we are all meant to be going on the podium?
Mel will call the names of the final winners. And if your name is called, you will be able to come on stage.
Garen will make a point to walk next to Pinto.
Okay. And y'all.
Pinto will make it a pointo to stand right next to Fitzy.
And you're small, Pinto. And Fitz is not. You're still in a hallway, so it's gonna. Perfect. Is it this moment where all three of you try to go forward?
It's really what I wanted. It's exactly what I
Getting
wanted.
knocked around like a hacky sack right now. Like,
Lenora makes sure to bring up the rear because she does not trust anybody enough yet to stand behind her, and also internally, knowing what she saw in the room after taking the mystery seed, she is extremely wary and suspicious of what everybody else may have seen in their visions if they took the trip.
Yeah. So I'd say basically like the three of them start squishing into the hallway at the same time, and Beryn's like, oh, move, and will push past, even maybe step straight over Pinto to get past all of y'all. He'll take the front, and then the three of you kind of figure out how you're gonna get through this hallway together.
As he does that, clearly you've learned nothing.
Scoffs and looks behind him, like just like proudly, like you see him like try to like walk off like in front, and then realize that he still has to like follow behind the attendant, so he gets nowhere.
And he'll turn to everyone else. You can go ahead if you want to.
Thank you. It is just a little bit cozy in here.
It's okay. I'm quite.
tell me about it.
The big Pinto cheeks.
Fitz will turn sideways and start like sidestepping through the hallway so it's more comfortable.
The
hey,
crab
Fitz.
walk.
Hey,
Not full
Fitz,
crab walk. He won't crouch.
Fitz, I'm just checking in. Are you okay, bud? I'm not sure what you saw, but
It was a very interesting time. I've never quite had a seed like that.
right?
But the sensations were very interesting.
Yeah, same. I don't want to pry, but I just wanted to share with you that when it's a better time, I had a major discovery. A ton of wonderings, but something big, something really big that I really think you're gonna dig. So we'll talk later.
And I will say,
When we have time.
given this situation, like where y'all are talking about, I just want you to know, like, there's no like really having the quietest conversation. So Lenora and Garen, you hear this just to make sure.
Lenora
I was
is
literally-
absolutely listening.
Yeah, Garen's
Please
ears
continue.
just like boop, peek
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Fitz will say, "When we have time to rest, I would love to hear what you have to say. And I too will try to share what I can interpret from the dream state from the plant seed."
All right. Anybody can, if they have anything else to say or do before we get to the stage.
Garen will just say, whenever that is done, Pinto, a word afterwards, if you wouldn't mind. I just had a question for you.
Oh, sure, of course. And Miss Lenora, is it?
Yes.
I just wanted to tell you, and again, I'm sorry. I swear I wasn't prying. It was a very small room. We were all in the same room together. I wanted to tell you how admirable it was that you asked for help. Yeah, you strike me as the type that might be difficult for, and I just wanted to say I think that's probably one of the reasons why you've been identified as a finalist. So it's something to be commended.
Why have you singled me out?
No,
Everybody else also had help.
For sure.
I see everybody. She's having trouble making conversation. She's trying to. She doesn't want to reveal too much from what happened in her own little experience.
Oh, of course.
I see. I see everybody survived whatever happened. That is acceptable.
When you say survived,
Too bad about Beryn.
Are you looking at everybody's reactions to see, like, if they have, like, any expression that kind of gives a tell? Or are you...
Yeah, I think Lenora is very concerned with what she experienced and is really wondering what everybody else's little trip was like. If it, if it had it was the same idea or had like the same effect as her own, but she doesn't want to give it away.
Yeah.
So she's trying to glean as much as she can without really asking anything.
Please make me a perception check and continue.
Okay.
Yeah, as like at your struggle bus there, if it's any consolation, I think that was really the point, was we couldn't do it alone as much as we wanted to try to, or were perhaps even stubborn enough to believe that we could. So it's not a matter of really singling you out. It's just that you were quite sharp in the first room. And so, not to speak for you, Pinto, but it just strikes a chord because you sort of did something very different.
Oh, absolutely. These games, I mean, it's kind of funny that they're called games, but they're really a test. Our ingenuity and our collaborative skills, in addition to our problem solvings and critical thinking skills, we're all tested. And I think all of us made it this far because we were able to count on each other.
Sure, but there's also Beryn, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really throwing a wrench in my theory. I'm kind of curious.
I do have to ask, and I don't know. Clearly you feel very loudly about him. Is he always just this awful?
Yes, he's a terrible person.
Okay, so this is not a new.
Well, actually,
thing.
Waffles, you're playing him. Please.
Take over whenever you want, but yeah, I mean, he can hear, and he's definitely let out a few like, psh, like when you were like, and Lenora, you did very well in the first room. He's like, psh.
Yeah. To be fair, and he kind of looks over to him. To be fair, it's not any different than when I said to you earlier. So how is this any concern of yours? How I feel?
Of mine?
No, of him. Because he's been doing that Pisha thing for, since the beginning.
And what did you roll, Bella?
Oh, shit. Sorry, I don't... Hold on, let me look at my... Oh, shit, where's my stupid...
Joke's on you, I didn't.
Where the hell even is my... Yeah, no, I didn't. Hold on. Let me roll... Fuck my entire ass in the world. All right. What am I rolling? A 20? There we go. I rolled a 10, but I don't have my modifiers with me because I'm a deeply unprepared person.
All right. We'll take your natural 10.
Wait.
We're playing Quest now. Like there are just no modifiers.
It's probably like a 15.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me open my path builder. I was like, where the fuck is my thing? And it's because it's on an entirely different device.
We have
which is
only
cool and
about
fine.
12 things we have to have up at any given time. I think we're doing
Yeah.
You're
It's
doing
great
good.
and good. It's great and good and awesome and fine.
Well, thankfully, it's fine.
And take your time.
Okay. Sorry, perception.
Which, of course, where the fuck is it?
Which
Where the fuck
where
is it? It's
yeah.
every time. I'm telling you.
It's not in the skills.
Where do I even?
That's skills.
I found mine. It was kind of in the middle to the right.
Yeah. If you're using Pathfinder, it's right
general
above
vibe direction.
it. Yeah, it's above
okay.
the skills. Sorry, I was
Right below the hero points.
Sorry, sir. That made me laugh genuinely. That was really good. I was like,
Wait.
I'm gonna be helpful, and I literally can't talk now because I'm laughing.
What is the modifier? Like what is the
Well, it's your wisdom plus your proficiency.
Okay, my wisdom is a +0. My
Okay,
proficiency is 3. So
We're
that's
good. We'll have
13.
you adjust your character sheet, and we'll take the natural 10, and we'll go from there for
Yeah.
now.
Sure.
With that, I'm going to say, and we'll go on with like all the conversation that just happened. You don't catch any significant reaction from anybody here, unless anybody here tells me that they specifically reacted extremely, like facially, to the mention of the challenge or whatever. I forget the word that Lenora used. But outside of that, basically, you're like trying to socially awkwardly like get something and it's not working.
The second I realized I made her feel insecure, so Pinto's ears when he came out, they were up. He was so excited and he was scribbling down in his spellbook / lesson planner. And the second he realized that he may have offended you, or made you feel any sort of way insecure, his ears did flop down back behind him again. But
Small chipmunk, why have your ears changed?
no reason. But again, I did want to tell you, you're doing great. You really did great. My name is Pinto. Just so you know.
I will
and
say
again,
at
great job.
this point, so you have followed the attendant down the stairs, out through the door, the side door, and you're hearing the crowd as they seem to be all gathered, waiting on the little stage that is set up in front of the kind of the massive tree that's in the center of this space. And the attendant leads you to the left side of the stage, basically, stage left, if you will, and you all, for those of us that, no, it's not me, it's for everybody else, and y'all kind of hang around there. You do see Alulu has kind of is actually in the crowd with what looks to be like a family member, maybe her sister, something like that, and she seems okay, but she seems to acknowledge and recognize that she is not won the challenges, so to speak. As this conversation is happening, it sort of kind of dies down when you reach the stage, as Mel kind of steps forward from the side and greets all of you with just a smile and a nod and says, congratulations. Let me address everybody, and then we will continue with the award and everything. Gives you a nod and takes some slow steps up the wooden platform that really has been put makeshift into a stage here, and you all watch, kind of, especially as she takes these steps, and her flowing robes kind of separate. Even her feet in some sandals seem to be wooden, made from sort of like just like the rest of her body, like her hands, like her face, like everything just made out of wood. And she takes a couple steps up to the stage and touches a hand to her throat, which glows a faint, like, magical light as her voice amplifies, and she looks over the crowd, and even as the light glows and she stands there, the crowd dies down in quieting, waiting respectfully. Citizens, townsfolk, and fellow Rogans, I am so grateful for all of your efforts and participation in the games today. I know that we have not done this before, and all of you have come together amazingly, working incredibly hard to make this the amazing success that it's been. And you hear the crowd kind of cheer and hype themselves up. Woo woo! Yeah! And she smiles. Now, the games are finally complete, and I have some winners to announce. So I would like to welcome to you all and welcome to the stage. She turns to the side and she calls Fitzroy Tookunder.
Fitz will just kind of like stand there for a second and just kind of take in the fact that he's being called for anything. And we'll step up to her and look at her and kind of like a little misty-eyed and say, "This is a privilege of a lifetime," and bow as meekly as his form will allow.
She takes her hand and she shakes it warmly, kind of clasping it with both, like one of your hands and both of hers, and she will kind of gesture you to stand to the side, and the crowd cheers for you as you step forward. They're excited, and she turns from you and she says, "Beryn Starfang."
He has like this look of concern / confusion on his face, because it's like, not sure if one, so not sure if should celebrate, and then like the crowd reacts, I guess, and he just kind of scans it for a bit and meets her up there.
Yeah, as you step on the stage, the crowd cheers as well, and you hear like a hoot from, and kind of like a louder than everybody else, and it catches your eye, and you see the boy that you saved like kind of jumping up and down, like, "Yeah, Garrett!" And she also,
and that sort of breaks in, like, that kind of, a smile sort of betrays on his face. And you were saying?
And she takes your hand as well and shakes it, clasps it in both of her hands, and says, "Congratulations. Truly."
Congratulations for what?
I will get to that in a moment.
Okay. That's aside.
And she places you next to Fitz. She looks over again and says, "Pinto Gibbles." And there's a distinct different tone to the crowd, as there's a lot of kids that start cheering. It's like the frequency of cheers is different.
I reach into the pocket of my robes and I pull out the winner patch that Dilly gave me in episode 1, and I hold it up and I scream, "You see, Dilly? I told you!" I slap it on my shoulder. Sticks magically, and I'm waving at the crowd. "Mel, thank you so much. Gosh, I've got so many questions, but they'll wait. Thank you."
Of course. And she clasps your hand as well and places you next to Beryn. And then she looks over again and says, "Lenora Marusian."
Lenora was trying to appear completely unfazed, but absolutely was holding her breath, and so kind of gives a yes, and when continues to glower as she makes her way up to the stage.
I will say, and you all can notice this freely, the crowd cheers. It is slightly more scattered than it has been up until now. But still, the crowd cheers. And she takes a step back and sort of kind of steps in line with all of you now. And just so kind of each of you kind of lining up to her right, she takes a step to the left and smiles at you all, smiles at the crowd, and says, "These four have gone through multitudes of trials, not just the games of luck as that we have all enjoyed here." And she kind of points to the area that was more of those like almost like not party games, but like the ones for everybody, the ones where you accumulated the points at the beginning, the part 1 of the games. But also in daring sets of feats of strength, of adaptability, of cooperation, and of mind. And there's one thing here in this moment, and I will say, Lenora, you're probably the first to realize this. She did not call Beryn up to the stage.
That's what I noticed.
Who's having a mini little fit over on the side, like.
So you all looking over, whoever looks over,
100%
does see one of the attendants, not the attendant that led you here, but the attendant for the cafeteria room, basically, kind of go over to talk to him, just kind of leaning over to whisper to him. I would like you all to make me perception checks.
Which I now have in my character sheet.
Which hopefully we have, yes, identified at this point.
Oh, okay, 16 plus 3.
16 plus 3?
Yeah.
Nice.
22.
22? 7?
17.
Okay, 17.
10.
10. Okay. Pinto. And it helps that you've also seen like a lot of the people in town, like you deal with a lot of the parents and stuff like that. Something strikes you now as he kind of is leaning over to, this attendant is leaning over to kind of talk quietly with Beryn, who now all of you can see this though, like Beryn is upset, he's getting red in the face, he's trying to keep quiet because he knows that it's not like he's behind the scenes of the stage, like everyone can see him like off to the side of this very open stage, so he's trying to like, he's embarrassed but he's trying not to be, and
Lenora can barely hide her delight at this.
So Fitz and Lenora both with your roles can like see that this the attendant that's talking to him isn't like is not happy on his face, and is also like has this unique sort of like, I don't know, it's not patronizing, it is just like talking with authority to this individual, and not taking any shit. And Pinto, you're the only one that really noticing this. You see a resemblance amongst the two. And
the two AA Rons?
I forgot, yeah,
AA Ron, BB Ron?
AA Ron and Beryn. Yes, God damn it, forgot it was.
Oh.
Yeah, between AA Ron and B Beryn.
And Beryn.
And BB Ron.
AA Ron and BB Ron. And you realize that this is a family member of his. But y'all are still on stage. And at this point, yeah, go ahead.
If there's time, I'm going to scratch my nose and put my hand over my mouth. I'm going to cast message and direct it to Lenora.
Okay.
I'm going to say, you know, it's been my experience that no matter how old, whether they're 5, whether they're 40, that bullies get what they deserve.
Vermin, how did you enter my mind?
There's a little commotion that happens as Lenora yells this out. Actually, do you reply to the whisper really loudly, or are you saying this out loud?
Well, the whole thing is he cast it from somewhere the fuck else, right?
Yeah,
Is that not
like
what
probably
it was?
like right next to you.
Yeah, I think yeah, let's say she is perplexed, but then it's more of a quiet Vermin. How did you enter my mind?
It's magic. I'll show you later.
And this, because you can only your message ends unless you're recasting it, is just like you're just like whispering and like leaning over the line to Lenora. Actually, I think you might be sitting. No, yeah. So anyways, all of this happens, and Pinto, you do, all of you can watch as Beryn kind of like huffs off and leaves, kind of not going towards the crowd, but just kind of leaves. And at this point, Mel will look at you all, and then towards the crowd. I wish to be honest with you all because you know I value nothing less. And I truly believe that everyone here deserves the truth. These are no random games. I needed a way in which to find individuals that I have confidence in. Because I did mention an opportunity venturing out of Roga. And she kind of points up to the buildings around, to the one section that has the rusting solar panels that are used in town. These have been decaying for some time now, and we will need to replace one of them. Unfortunately, we all are, and she kind of says this a little bit with more serious intonation, very well aware, she looks out to the crowd, the rules we have on scavenging, the laws we have in place. There's a murmur and nods of the crowd. It is banned for a reason. The dangers it can bring upon the foundation of what we've built here are too large to risk. So I would request of you all, and she turns to the four of you, I have put you through these trials because I now have full confidence in your skills to assist this town. I have received word of where we can retrieve the materials we need for the power of this village. This is not a requirement by any means, so I wish to ask each of you if you would be willing to help the town in retrieving this and venturing into the woods, which we all know are dangerous. And when she says venturing into the woods, the crowd sort of murmurs like, oh man, like, what do you say? Will you help us?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I'm in.
She smiles and then looks to the other three here.
Well, I can't really let him go by himself.
The crowd chuckles.
I'm not sure why. This place, I've not called any single place home since as far as I can remember. But this place feels special to me. And I've only been here for a few weeks at most.
She smiles.
And he looks at Fitz. And if you're going with him, and I have a question to ask him, he can't die first, so.
First of all,
Sorry, what was that?
I am not going to kill him in the woods. He is my best friend.
It wasn't an accusation.
I, of course, hope that nobody here loses anything, let alone their lives. And she kind of, the crowd kind of reacting a little bit like, and kind of calming them down. I will reiterate that life comes first, and I ask you all not to endanger yourselves beyond the risks of going to the woods alone. Protect each other and yourselves should you acquiesce, but that is, of course, if you all agree.
Lenora is deep in thought because she knows what she heard when she ate the seed, and she is wondering how the fuck that has anything to do with essentially making a Home Depot trip for the city. And on the one hand, it makes her extremely suspicious, and on the other hand, she already knows that most people don't like her, and she is the last one up on here where everybody has very enthusiastically and in a very friendly, chummy way accepted. And so she's going to turn to Mel, and she's going to try and say it quietly. She's like, why did I see that? Why did you show me that?
You're referring to the seed. The seed had an intention. I did not control what vision it showed. We can discuss that in a moment. If you need to, we can discuss that privately. If there's... What did you see? No, this is not... And she realizes she's on stage. And perhaps now is not the most appropriate time, but I'm happy to discuss what you saw if there's any concern.
No concern. She decides that she doesn't want to reveal too much, and she takes it as an opportunity to be better than Beryn. Yes, I will go. I'm a better person than Beryn, and this is proof. Thank you.
God. I think the crowd...
You're all very welcome in advance.
I am glad that we have such confidence, and I, kind of turning back to the crowd, have likewise as much confidence in our town heroes for being so gracious and putting themselves at risk to help the town. But once again, I hope that everything will be seamless, flawless, and though I can... Unfortunately, the world is the way the world is. Around us is not safe, and that is why I had the intention of these games to begin with, and I would not put anybody I did not have confidence forward for such a task. And once again, I am incredibly grateful to you all, and please, everybody, one more time, let's congratulate our town heroes, and she's sort of amping it up, I know it's yeah, go ahead.
At the word heroes for the second time, Beryn raises a hand.
Yes.
We haven't earned that title yet, and you used it twice.
Fair. I can hold off then, and fair enough. And she kind of turns to the crowd. Then our would-be heroes, sure to return successful. I have every faith. Let's one more time, congratulations, and then the crowd just cheers to all four of you. As the crowd cheers, she says, and with that, the games conclude. I have some logistics to discuss with our crew here. So meanwhile, let the desserts commence, and you see somebody come out from the back on with this a huge cake that was made for the celebration of all this, that gets the whole crowd really excited, but also in the opposite direction of all of y'all. So the crowd starts kind of dispersing and moving that way as she takes that moment to look at you all and says, I do have some more things to discuss with you all in private, if you don't mind joining me in my office. Thank you.
Sure.
And she will lead you all there.
I'll wave at my
Host
family, air quotes, host family. I forgot we were using the word host family.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like put like a finger up, kind of alluding to that I'll be back.
Fits in the crowd, you do actually see at this point that you're, because it's been enough time from what they had to do, your parents are looking up at the stage, and like your mom is like misty-eyed, like she is full on like really proud.
Hell yeah. Fitz is gonna break away for a moment and head over to them and just hug them.
They
hug his mom.
hug you, so they're so proud of you. You also know that you're both of them are going to start asking you a bunch of questions, and so you kind of take that moment and be like, I'll be right back, kind of a thing, and then extract yourself from that. Waffles, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Mom, I have a job.
Mom, you're
I
embarrassing
finally got a
me.
job. Maybe people eat at my food stand.
I'm gonna be a busboy at a restaurant.
So the main sort of building in Roga that you know is used for most of just like the government. I say government, this is a small like village, but you know, the medical center is on the ground floor where there's like, you know, the few healers and such, and then up above are some offices that are used for different purposes of the village, this committee, that committee, etc. Some shared spaces where people like host like flower arranging and like whatever events that they want to do, and the building this is one of the buildings that has probably been the most repurposed. So at this point, it is one of the newer looking buildings in terms of the more SolarPunk aspects of this. This has a lot of it. This is probably uses the most power of the entire village, and which is why the solar panels are attached the way they are. The main building has been is repaired and has a lot of wooden elements on the inside, sort of restructuring it and making it safe. There is the set of stairs that go. It's an oval building. There's a circular building that goes up and up and up. And there's a large set of circular stairs starting from the second floor that actually emerge outside of the building, wrap around the outside of the building, go upwards into what is Mel's office. She leads you all there, and she goes slow but steady on these stairs, for the record. She looks and sort of behaves like an older woman might. And you take your time and you get up into her office. She welcomes you. Her office is decorated with a lot of plants, a lot of wooden, nicely crafted furniture. She has art up on the walls. But all in all, she has a simple desk in here. She has some, filing cabinet equivalents, a lot of papers and such on her desk, but organized, piled, clean. And she takes some papers, stacks them up, places them to the side, clearing her desk, and welcomes you all. There is only 2 seats here, but she clears off some stools and sort of like gets some more makeshift seating here for you all.
No, please. I don't mind standing.
Oh, yes, of course, to whatever you are comfortable with. You see her sigh and take her seat.
I scramble up to one of those chairs. It takes me a little bit of time. I pop open my notebook, and I am ready.
Lenora stays standing, and she puts her back against one of the walls.
Fitz will stand behind Pinto's chair and try to rest like an elbow on it.
I meant what I said about honesty and truth. And so I need to be transparent with you all, and I hope you understand the reasoning. I care for this village greatly. And I care about you all. Part of taking care of such a large amount of people is managing panic and other such things that can spread beyond what we are ready for. And as such, I ask that whatever for what I'm about to tell you, you keep confidential.
Garen smiles. I was thinking that for all of this, that seemed a bit too small.
You are sharp, Garen. Always have impressed me from the moment you stepped here.
Can I still take notes?
Yes, and just care to guard
Oh,
them,
great.
and that prying eyes don't see what they shouldn't. I do not know if you are aware, but one of the ways in which I protect this space, as I have for all these years, is that I have a way to sense things in the natural world around us. I have sort of up to a certain radius in which I'm able to feel connected to the natural world. Lately, there is something on the very edge of the radius that I'm able to sense. It feels wrong. Feels unnatural, and this worries me. When I first sensed it, it was just barely there. It has grown slightly, and I don't know if strength is the right term, but the sense I get is just consistent, stronger, ever so slightly. But in the past month, perhaps, started to sense it spread in a way that keeps coming in and out of this radius. Something's moving, something is changing where it did not move before. I ask you all, I do not wish to put you in harm's way, but will you investigate this for me?
Investigate, of course. I do have some more questions. Like, how fast, how quickly did it move? Where is it currently?
So my radius is for you all, the woods are not easy to traverse, so I imagine it is about 2.5 days travel to the northwest. I will be able to find I have something I can provide you to help pinpoint its origin. In terms of how fast it moves, it is hard to tell. Perhaps the pace of a creature or a humanoid, I know not, but not particularly faster than how you would travel.
A GM Badass question, GM
Yes.
Badass. As a jungle catfolk, and also as someone that's been around all these pots, does that area sound familiar to me in any way?
Go ahead and make Waffles. What would this be?
This would be a nature or society check, whichever one you would want to go with.
Yep.
Well, -1 on one and 0 on the other. Society it is. That's a 13.
Okay.
Society.
So you came in through to this area, and once again, Roga, from like a map perspective of this area, is not simple to get to. Which is why, yes, occasionally y'all have like peddlers or something, but it is It is a rare occasion because this is not a main access point. They're surrounded by a lot of, ocean on one side, jungle on the other, mountains on the other. So you came from the east. You came from the woods over on that side. You travel enough, I will say, you don't believe you've ever been there in that direction, because northwest from here is very close to the mountain range.
So wow, you could imagine it's the same like type of jungle, same type of creatures, etc., etc. It's definitely not a place that I think you or any of your family have been.
Yep.
And this particular power signature, it's unlike anything that you've ever sensed before?
It's not. This is... All I can express is that it feels wrong. It feels unnatural. And as such, disturbs me, if I am quite honest. Now, I want to reiterate, the woods are dangerous. I do not ask you to put yourselves in harm's way. I want you all to please come back alive. So I ask you to investigate, but if it is impassable or impossible, you return here safely, please.
So 2 things. 1, I don't believe it to be impassable. Not with me. Secondly, I'm in on one condition.
Yes.
When we return, I would like to ask you about the sky and what's beyond it.
Of course.
And as he says that, he looks at you, Pinto, for just a second, and then looks back at Mel, right?
Yep,
Mel?
yep.
Okay.
My eyes, my ears, boing, are just on edge as soon as you said that. And
The
that
ears smack
gasp
you, Fitz, a
was
little bit.
in game. Yes. A little reverb. Yeah.
And seeing that loud reaction, well, now you know what I wanted to ask you.
The crying child and horrible Beryn.
Yes.
They also made it through. Why not ask them?
So the crying child I believe you refer to is Lulu? Is that correct? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Alulu did not pass the final trial. And that is no shame of hers. And speaking of, the seed, all it was tasked to do was offer you a choice. A choice of remaining safe here in Roga, or being willing to seek out the unknown. It was my way of identifying those who may be willing to go through the trials that would be involved with leaving the village.
So if we had gone the other way, we would have failed.
Correct. And Alulu, again, with no shame, chose the safety of what she knows.
But it's good to know that we all chose the unknown.
Beryn, however, unfortunately, he did pass the final leg of the games. I found out that he received some assistance from his uncle in the second half of the cooperation aspect. He was told information in advance and as such was disqualified.
Ooh, cheaters never prosper.
So you have traitors amongst your midst.
I would not call it a traitor as much as I would say some still need time to mature.
I actually assumed he failed when he didn't realize that we all needed to work together.
I mouthed to Lenora, I told you.
He did give off a Nepo baby kind of vibe.
God, with that accent, it makes it so much better. Every word you say.
I love Fitz's accent.
Okay. Lenora is still, she's got a lot going through her mind. She's pondering. You say you gave us the choice between the safety of Roga and the danger of the unknown, but that means that there is safety in Roga, so why are we leaving to see what is out there?
Safety is something that needs constant work to maintain. And I'm looking to identify the source of what I am sensing, because knowledge can lead to educated decisions, and we can determine how to address it once we know what it is.
And then Lenora has her own reasons for asking this. If we go, if we find it, we fix it. We come back. What do we get?
I will do my best to answer any question you might have. If I know not the answer, I will endeavor to use all my resources to find it for you.
She asked the next thing without trying to reveal too much, or rather trying not to reveal too much, but knowing that it has to be said. If I go and I find it, and something's wrong, and I come back, what's going to stop people from thinking the bad thing is me?
Well, because it's simply not.
It already isn't, and they already think so.
There is unfortunate she's thinking of how to phrase this, as I am myself. I'm literally can't think of a certain word. What's the word? Like when
Unfortunate tendencies?
Tendencies, thank you. Yeah, something like that. There are unfortunate tendencies. A small town, faced with something unknown to them, is scary. And they don't react always with the kindness that is deserved. I'm sorry that has hurt you in such a way. I truly am.
If I may, Mel, Miss Lenora, did you hear people cheering for you? They embraced you, maybe not everyone, as a town hero. And if I've learned anything, it's that minds can be changed.
That's true.
I think there's an opportunity here to change a lot of minds and sell a lot of chicken fits. Oh, do we have to talk?
That is an extremely optimistic outlook from you, kind weasel.
I am
But yes.
very much hoping people do want to eat at my food stand.
Man, you're gonna be fighting them off with a stick. And
I
later, I gotta tell you my idea.
I will do everything I can, Lenora, to make sure that we talk about your bravery. We talk about the goodwill you have lent to every single individual for this town. Once we know more and we are able to address it, I don't plan on hiding what we're dealing with the town. I just don't want fear to run amok before we have answers. So more information, and then we will let everybody know how instrumental you all have been in helping us identify this threat, this potential threat.
She thinks it over for a second and remembers that the two loudest people cheering in the crowd were her moms. and she remembers the choice that she was faced with when she took the seed, and decides that she's going to do it because if something is dangerous out there and Roga is not safe, it means that her moms are unsafe. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many other people are going to hate her about it. If she can keep her mom safe, she's going to do it. She doesn't say that, though. So she says, she just thinks it hard for a second. She says, okay.
And Garen will just kind of say, plus, if there's anything I've learned in my travels, there's a lot of power in stories.
At this moment, there is a loud, urgent knock on the door. Mel, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Is it... actually, sorry, I should, at that point, Waffles.
Oh, you're okay. Mel, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yes, come in.
And he'll step in, like, slowly, but at the same time, like, almost trips over the door, like, trying to be courteous, but clearly something is wrong. Can I speak freely? Kind of looks at the four in the room.
Yes, of course. What is the concern? Is everything all right?
It's Beryn. He ran away?
He ran away? Hold on. And you see her just put her hand on like the wooden desk in front of her and close her eyes. Seems he's entered the woods. Or is headed in that direction, to the east.
Yes, a couple people said that they saw him heading out of town, and I just wanted to report it.
Oh, good. So we'll have to go save him, too.
Or, alternatively, we can let him die, preferably with suffering beforehand. All in favor.
Mel
The
frowns
Mel,
deeply
I-
and removes her hand from the desk, opens her eyes, and says, absolutely not.
Okay.
A life is a life. As much as I ask each of you to value your own lives, I ask you to extend the same, whether it be someone you find distasteful or not. You do not have to agree with them, you do not have to interact with them, but there is no reason to put their life, their life. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. She kind of calms herself, and you could tell she got a little heated. A life is a life, regardless of who it is. Would you be willing to go after him and make sure he does not get himself in any danger, because the woods are safe for no one?
There's
No.
a smile on Garen's face. Here's the thing. Whether you like him or not, there is one thing that's worse than death. Holding this over his head forever.
Oh, great. I guess now we have to go and find Barry.
Out of character, that's the best argument I've ever heard in my life.
Yes. What's worse
You're
than
welcome.
letting him to his fate, being the one who rescues him?
100%. Yep.
Yes, Catman, yes. Yes. Okay, I agree. I will bring him back, not dead.
We shall discuss further the details, and she does look mindfully at the person that ran in here. Upon your return, he's headed eastward. Follow the path, pass, X's farm. He's headed in that direction.
Suddenly,
The attendant's actually like backing out at this point, door open, and I'll keep this quiet for now.
Sure.
That they are heading out to rescue him.
Oh, sure. Yes, that's fine.
They give us a small little bow and closes the door.
Please be on your way. If we can catch him before he enters the woods proper, that is preferred. It is, and she kind of looks up going to be late, and he's going to be in the woods in the dark.
Do we have time to say goodbye to a few folks first?
Time is of the essence, please. You can do what you see fit, but...
Okay.
And for what it matters, you do get the sense that, like, unless you die, you will be back in Roga because you have to bring Beryn back.
Yeah, for sure.
This is not the start of your actual journey out of here. This is, aw shit, got interrupted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you always been omnipresent, Mel? That you could just touch the wood and just know where people are? You know what? Maybe not now. Maybe.
I will answer your questions, I promise. You did.
Cool.
Go ahead.
She can branch out.
Ew.
Wow.
All right,
I was having such a good session. And, like, I was feeling good. I'm making good arguments.
To be fair, no one has quit so far, so it's still
I've
a
only
good session.
threatened 3 times in episode 1 and now once in episode 2.
Y'all grab your things and start running out of this room. You start heading out. You can, run briefly, grab whatever you need to grab, but you do know time is of the essence. And as you gather your things and head out of town quickly, as quietly as you can, as well, that is where we're gonna go to break.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome. We're back, baby.
Let's go. Golem.
Go.
Golem.
I realized in the moment this is for the podcast listeners, this is a new episode, so I realized that I had to golem.
Ah, it's true.
I mean, that's true.
We will go. I'm still waiting on yours, Bogie. I'm on at the edge of my seat, waiting for the golem that I was promised.
Golem.
No, that's not it.
That was wrong. Yeah. I am taking that as a sound bite though, and it's gonna become failed golem.
Actually, take 1 hero point
I was about
away.
to say, I was like, I didn't know you could fail golem, and yet
We're going to clip that. Thank you.
Exclamation point failed golem in the chat to hear that sound bite.
We'll have to set that up. Aren't you just so happy you did that, Bogie?
It's gonna sound so much better as a closer, guys. I
It's
swear.
true.
Yeah.
It'll be the ending. Will be our fade out.
I mean, hear me out. Last year, I took a clip of Duval saying multiple things and then cut it to make
oh
it
my
say
god,
really
it
bad
was so
things.
bad.
We manipulated the heck out of his statement.
It was a statement I did not say.
He was playing.
I was playing video games on my channel. Yeah.
And I think I made. What did I tell you to do, Waffles? Like I made him.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but yeah, it was something along the lines of he said, "Man, I'm really happy at this game," and I'm making this up, so don't quote me. But like, man, I'm really happy with this game because the main character is gay. And then I was like, his video clip that I ended up making was, "I am gay."
Yeah, it sounds like
But it sounded like he said it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
But I think
it was making
it was
fun
about
of syrup or something.
But
It was about
or
something else. Though. But yeah, it was about something else for sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
With that,
Mess.
we're going to
I still have it on my computer. So.
jump forward. You all head out of the village. You grab your stuff. You are trying to make good time. Is there anything like major that is of so you're rushing? You have some travel time. You can tell me if there's anything that, again, you have a focus in mind, you have to go that you want to discuss along the way. Otherwise, I can bring y'all to wherever we need to go.
Yeah, I just mentioned to everyone to, I'll ask to lead, because as a jungle cat folk, I ignore difficult terrain from undergrowth, and greater difficult terrain from undergrowth is only difficult terrain for me.
Okay. Amazing. So, you well, you're not actually even at the jungle yet, right? At this point, you're going out of the town. You go down the steep hills of that is Aroga. You cross the river. You start heading out. You pass some of the farms.
Do we ford the river? Do we Oregon Trail it? Like how do we Oregon Trail it? Sir? I need to know.
You take the bridge.
Damn it! That sucks. I hate it.
And you start making your way to the edge of the woods. It takes you a little bit of time to go here. So at this point, I will say you're looking at the sky, you're looking at the time of day. It is starting to get into the early hours of the sun setting. Like, it's not set yet. But now is when, everything starts moving kind of fast and you see the shadows changing. So immediately you're thinking to yourself, okay, hopefully you made some good time. Hopefully you're catching up to him. You're kind of maybe jogging half the way. Like, I don't know what y'all are doing to try to make up that time. But you know that, okay, you haven't seen him yet, which means he's probably, with the distance, has entered the woods. Let's hope he didn't get very far, because this is going to be rough. And the sun's setting.
But we continue to see his, footprints and things, right? Like, it's not that we've lost him.
Do you want to make me a survival check to help kind of keep an eye for where he's been?
And we're not in the jungle yet, right?
No, you're okay. You're approaching it. You're on the cusp.
Okay. Oh, tough call. I'm gonna hear.
You have a bonus for this with the jungle. I'll let you out of your own.
It's just the difficult terrain stuff that I mentioned, so I don't get an additional thingy. I don't think.
I have a pretty high survival skill. Can I assist him in a roll or something?
Do you want to roll on your own, or do you want to assist Garen?
I'm happy to give the roll if you just want to roll again, dude.
So that's not quite how it works with Pathfinder. No, this is great. Yep. Thank you.
Tell me.
How it works.
So, the help action is an action that you're able to take. You will have to roll on your. So the help action, the way it works, if you're not rolling your own separate roll, is you're going to roll yourself, but the DC is 15, and if you pass the threshold to help, you give him a +1 to his roll. So. There are times where +1s are incredibly useful, but there are also times where I understand when that feels a little underwhelming, so I also always want to, when it's appropriate, offer to roll on your own.
Yeah, so as the mechanical GM, I'll tell you straight up,
roll
if he had a 0 and you have a +4, it's clearly better for you to roll.
I will just give my own roly-a-poly.
I think that's the right move.
Thank you, GM Mech GM.
Mechanic.
And that's going to be a 23.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Definitely beats mine.
Amazing. Actually, Fitz, you are...
sorry, 13.
13. So, again, not at the woods yet. You're, following honestly, the most direct... it starts off with, a little bit of a path. It's not a paved path or anything like that. This is just probably where the folks from the farms around here go to town. So you're following this and you're like, okay, this is pretty safe, but you're getting to the point where it's okay, breaking off into the woods and there's not a path to follow. So at this point, Garen, you're trying and you're not quite sure exactly, but Fitz, you're able to see where his footprints have been, where there's been recent movement. You want to tell me a little bit about what Fitz is doing to find this stuff out?
Yeah, so as I'm following behind Garen, and we're sort of trudging in what is now kind of dampish mud. It's still spring in the air, what grass is around too, so it's just there's pollen going on. Fitz is kind of oh, sorry, there's my angry dog.
There's a dog over there.
There's an angry dog.
There's a dog in the farmhouse a little bit away that's barking at you.
Hunting foxes.
Yes.
Fitz's neck will just sort of snap to a direction through the trees towards the northeast. And we'll just say there's a broken trail right over there.
Oh, right. Nice catch. I guess I'm a little bit rusty.
and you head off in that
It's
direction.
just a height difference.
It kind of does the whole like up down. Like that's true. It's a lot.
You start kind of rushing off in that direction. As you do, you make progress through what is the edge of these woods, this jungle. Now, for those of you who have been in any form of jungle yourselves, you know that sort of feeling as you start entering through the trees, as the canopy closes up above you, leaving only pockets of light, how massive the trees around you feel. The thing is, here on this continent, on the world that you all live in, since the calamity, nature is twice that. Nature has gone wild. So as you step through, I want you all to imagine how massive these trees are that loom over you. Roots that some of them, and especially as you get deeper, Pinto, that you have to like clamber over. Even when you took your kids out on the field trip, quote unquote, to the woods, it was the edge of the woods under a lot of supervision. It wasn't this.
Not here. No.
Exactly. So as you step forward, even though it is not yet really dusk out time-wise, it gets a little bit darker, and that looming nighttime feels a little bit more imminent as you step through here. At this point, there is a trail that you're looking to follow. However, now that you're in the jungle proper, this is difficult terrain, so you're going to be moving a little bit slower unless you're Garen.
And I'm gonna make a point to try to like take out my star knife and start to like slash at the under
Kind of help out.
I'm kind of offering to go a bit ahead and start to make some progress there.
Okay, so Garen's taking the lead here. I would like to ask, are you all rushing, or are you like to the best of your ability? Are you slowing down now? Do you want to take it quietly? Tell me what's going on.
And unless otherwise like requested, considering the desperation back home, so to speak, he's rushing.
I think Fitz is gonna like walk at a like brisk. I won't say speed
At a
walking, but
medium
like
pace.
yeah, I'll be walking at like an 11 incline. You know, I just think. How far out of the area, I guess, to ask a little backstory, would the hut be? Like, have I traveled through these woods before?
No, the woods are, Mel is not kidding. The woods are dangerous. So for you, probably, it was probably actually going to be close to like one of the edges of the woods, but it's more so like where you're cutting into the forest, it was more like eastward past more of the farms.
Okay. So with that understanding, Fitz is gonna like kind of keep his wits about him, try to take in everything as he's walking, and because he knows Catman's running, he can very easily find those footprints as they go.
Bitsy, do you mind if I hitch a ride?
Pop on, my man.
So, I'm... is Yodaing? You get what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm
little
gonna
Pinto
carry
backpack.
you. Give him a little backpack. Get in there.
Awesome.
Get in my little knapsack.
I also have the brass ear to my that I keep on my person, my investigative tool, and I'm just holding it to my ear to just listen for not just any threats, but I mean we're still following Beryn's trail. Like we've got a decent.
Yeah, at this moment,
All right,
yes.
yeah. So I'm actively listening for Beryn, as well as any sort of threats in the area.
This is a great
Little
opportunity
rat sonar.
to talk about exploration mode. In Pathfinder, we have technically 3 modes. There is combat, which is 6 seconds, turn order, all that good, where you're kind of zoomed in. And then when you zoom out a little bit, you have literally
Exploration.
I was about to say again combat, which is just not it. Exploration mode, thank you, my love. Where it is basically you're looking at hours at a time, like an hour, maybe hours sometimes. So,
Like the basis is 1 check per hour kind of thing. So like your perception check is going to be what you do over the next hour. That's what you're concentrating on.
Exactly. And then beyond that, there is downtime mode, which is far longer since the time. We won't talk about that just now, but know that that also exists, where you can like make money and stuff like that. So
That's after someone dies.
Which Syrup threatened me, so
True.
I just want everyone to know.
do you want a little sticker where I was threatened by Syrup?
Yeah. And to be clear, NSA, FBI, CIA, it was just my character.
You did use your hero point, right? So
I have not actually. Because
okay.
Waffles,
saved
can
it,
you just
dang.
like push him a little bit, get him to use his hero point for later?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I need a DC 30 survival check. Duval only, thank you.
not my character this time.
No,
me in
just
real life.
Yeah, just Duval.
Don't look outside.
There's a knock on your door. Okay, so
Lenora is bringing up the rear, and she is with her dagger leaving little notches that to a normal person would not seem just seem like a scratch on a tree, but she knows exactly how she's leaving them into the different trees, so that if our footprints get covered up, we have a trail back.
okay,
So
so
she's got her little dagger, and she's always carving into her staff anyway, so she's like, what's another little...
So, this is how I'm gonna take it, if that's cool with y'all. Fitz is survival checking, basically, keeping the trail. Garen is leading ahead, clearing away the way. Lenora is making sure that you guys are tracking where you've been. And Pinto, please make me a perception check.
Can I just say, I mean, this is why I do group projects. Because really, we're all bringing our own strengths, and I just, not the time. Sorry.
Once a teacher, always a teacher.
And I will say add a +1 on top of it because of Garen chopping down everything in front of you, basically.
Heck yeah.
Well, in total, that would be a 9. So I think I'm going to use my hero point.
Ooh.
All right. We're killing Pinto.
Wait, this is my favorite thing to do. Are you sure?
You're the worst.
Here, I got you. Hold on. You ready?
Laughs at evil Jim. The heart beats the doo-doo.
Much better. That's a 16 plus 4, 20 plus Waffles 1. So 21 total.
Hell yeah.
This better be important.
So,
Said everyone that uses the hero point ever.
Please, just make it important then.
so I was gonna be really mean. You wish.
I'm not that kind of GM. I have definitely forced people to waste their hero.
I tried a +1 sword or something like.
She's saying, hold on, something's up.
I do have a practical. I guess I don't know if it's a practical question.
Yeah,
You
hit
can
me
tell
with
me. Can somebody else use a hero point for someone else's roll? Like,
Okay.
if Bogie rolls bad, can I be like, can I burn one of my hero points if he doesn't have one to burn?
So, hopefully this will be a good enough answer for you, but also I want to apologize that I was whacking out because my microphone decided to just freak out and I was hearing a lot of stuff, so my bad. But in answer to that, sometimes yes. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of that. Just because it can be overdone and it can, but there are important moments. And when there's high sort of like drama moments or high tension moments and things like that, I like to say yes. However, I will always ask you to explain to me what you are doing in character to make that make sense.
Yeah, why does your hero point help this other person? Like,
Yep. because I just think they make for such high, like, amazing moments.
When y'all explained to me that it was a fortune effect, it changed my entire outlook.
Yes,
on hero points. I was
points
like,
have a technical
from a
tag
narrative perspective, there is a pitch. I think, in many
yes, love that. Okay, so sorry, chat's making me laugh. So in this moment, Waffles, get ready. Hold on. In this moment. You hear call out suddenly in the woods, and all of you, Pinto, you hear it before anybody else hears it, but it is loud enough. You hear, actually, Pinto, right before that, you hear a snapping of a branch on the side. Ow, that was loud.
Such a crazy fucking branch.
Holy shit! It's the whole forest.
Yo, these trees are big.
It said wood impact. I didn't expect it to be
I was
like
also,
that.
I don't know why that one was so loud in comparison to everything else. Anyways, you hear the snap of something, and then you all hear that scream. It is coming. Basically, you are cutting along this trail. If you cut sort of like diagonally to the northwest from where you are, that's where that scream came from.
I'm communicating that immediately to the group.
Great. Lenora takes a listen and she goes, they sound, whoever that is, it sounds like they're in pain. I do hope it's Beryn.
Fitz will just start fucking running towards it.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Garen will say, strafing left, and then cut to the left.
You cut through. At this point, all of you are running towards it. I would like two things to happen. One, Waffles, you're going to bring them all over to a pretty little map that Waffles made.
I was waiting for it.
First
Map time.
I have multiple skills, including map making.
I have a really important point to say as you're setting that up, Waffles and Syrup. If it is Umbo again, one, I would be really proud of you, and two, I hate you so much.
If it's what again?
That's it.
Umba.
Oh, Umba. And I bring out the parade of myceloids just for Jacob,
God,
not even Garen.
I would be so proud of you. So proud.
I'm actually really mad that I didn't think about that.
It's a really good deep cut.
Imagine if myceloid was the cause of another PC death, like 2 campaigns in a row.
That's literally, that's it. I would have been like, I'm dying today. This is for me. It's my time.
Amazing. So what I want each of y'all to do, are they on the map, my love?
They should be.
Do you all see?
Does everybody see a forest map?
Our tokens aren't there, but we do see a token.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what I will do at this point in time is drag you all out to where you're kind of coming from. So I will just put you on the map. You can, we'll adjust this in a second. So make sure you're all in like actual squares. Okay. In this moment, as y'all are rushing forward, and I will say, Pinto, you're on Fitz's back, unless something's changed. Garen, you're a little bit in the front, and then kind of running diagonally in this way.
I think you still gotta give us permission to them, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, you can't move them?
Nope.
Can you attempt to grab your name and drag them out?
Literally just, grab your name.
Your name, not your picture.
Yep.
And then see if you can move them.
Perfect.
I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
On roll 20, where
Yeah.
Lenora's name is.
I grabbed it, I drag it. Where am I? She's
And
gone.
anywhere to the map.
Drag it into the map.
Just drop it somewhere.
And she's not showing up.
It's not working
She's
for me.
not
Okay. I will bring y'all and then
Oh,
I'll...
now she's there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just did that. That's okay. I will Jaeger y'all as needed. That's not a big deal. We'll check that out later and make sure you have...
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
just let me know how far up I could have been, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, about kind of where I put y'all. So let's bring this here. That's fine. We'll put y'all basically here. Let me make sure that what y'all are seeing is what I want y'all to see. Perfect. Okay. So as you are running through this space, finding pockets between the trees where you can, you hear screaming as you come closer. You don't quite have line of sight just yet, but you do recognize the voice. And actually, at this point, you're close enough. If you want to call out, you absolutely can. And then also, if you don't mind, can everybody, just for sake of like turn order, can everybody roll me initiative? You don't have to roll on roll 20 if you don't want to. Just tell me what you roll.
Oh.
Got an 18.
I got a 6.
I am going to hero point that one because natural 3 is not going to fly for me. Oh, and that is much better.
What's it?
I'll add it to the thingy if you.
I got you.
It'll be. Oh, you got it. So 21.
Sorry, do I have a modifier for initiative? That's
It's perception.
So
it's my perception.
Well,
okay, so I have
initiative
actually
can
a 21.
technically be any skill. What that means is without any skill, by default, it's going to be you're going to roll with perception, like how fast you can notice and react to something. But let's say you were in the middle of stealthing, right? Like you're in the middle of doing some sneaking. You could do initiative with your stealth. So in this case, what I think perception is fine because I think that's
okay.
Kind of
Yeah,
whatever.
I got a 3 plus 3 for perception, so that's a 21 for me actually.
15 for me.
Okay, great. Let Waffles, perfect, thank you. Okay, what that means is tied in first is Beryn and Lenora. So in this moment, both of y'all are running. You can decide who goes first. You can have fun with it. Get creative.
Since you called out to her before we roll initiative, he'll call out, "Are you all right?"
I let Beryn go ahead so
sorry.
that he can clear the way since he's the jungle cat man.
Yeah, and you'll hear in response, Beryn, like a there's no, I can't move.
We're coming.
All right.
Did it sound like Beryn or it did not sound like Beryn?
It sounded like Beryn.
Is Beryn? Okay. I can't wait to
Hold this over his head forever.
for him to be beholden to me. Yeah.
Amazing. So terrain-wise, is anything different than what I've been slashing through? Like, is it still difficult terrain? Do I still need to continue to do that to make way for my allies?
Yeah, I would say just in general, it is still difficult terrain for everyone. Yep.
Okay. Except for me.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to. And do I hear anything else besides him calling out?
You hear like the snapping of like branches.
Yeah,
like,
from
he
earlier,
seems to be
right.
struggling.
Oh, because he's okay. I got it. I
Yeah.
understand.
He said he can't move.
Stop struggling. You're only making it worse. And I'm going to. Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just going to try and close distance. It says 25 feet per square, right? And then I'll just go ahead and use all 3 actions to get up close and personal if I do end up actually seeing him. I know you said I didn't see him, but
yeah,
like,
so actually,
because I heard him.
Let's see that first you climb up these little bit of a steep stone things that are jutting out in the middle of this forest, which takes you a second to clamber over. It's a good thing that Pinto is riding somebody because that would be very difficult for Pinto. But as you're climbing up and you kind of get that first, let's say that first action of running forward, you see to your left like a large fallen log that has moss, and again, massive tree trunk that has kind of fallen over. Maybe this is actually a branch, not a full tree trunk. And then past that is Beryn. Waffles.
Yeah.
Why don't you describe what he sees as I bring this over?
Raggy!
Jesus.
Yeah. as you kind of cross up and see this like little very large limb, probably like almost a fourth of a tree or something falling over, and you see Beryn kind of on the ground. Looks like he's like attempting to army crawl away, and you see a couple of like vines with leaves attached to them, red kind of soaking these vines that are coming out of a bush. Basically you assume it is, you can tell it's an alive plant creature, and these vines are kind of attached to him.
Okay, like they're trying to like pull him down or like pull him
basically making it very hard for him to move, hitting him, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
So feel free to take your actions and close that distance.
Yeah, I think I'm going to indeed do that. Let's see. So 1, 2. Let's see, 1. Whoops, hold on. Yeah, you already got me there. Thanks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that get me right? I think for the audio listeners, I know that's not helpful.
That is
towards
that is 60 feet total.
Okay, so I need to go 10 back.
Yeah, like right here, probably.
Like right here. Okay, cool.
That's good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, cool. And then in that case, yeah,
so you basically come up, you crawl up some of these stones, kind of scramble up them, and then are able to get probably about 10 feet away from this broken part of the tree that is making an alcove with the rest of the forest.
All right. And so I only have one left, right? One action left. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure that I have everything accurate.
Jump it.
I'm considering it.
Do a backflip.
To be fair, do a barrel roll. To be fair though, is there any move? Is there any space under to slide, or is it an absolutely like requirement to hop over? Because the thought process is like tumbling through or like sliding.
I think you can probably either slide on the left side or tumble over on the right. Because it's kind of like leaned up against some trees, how it fell. You know what I'm saying?
And I do indeed know what you're saying. Okay, so where are you, tumble through? I just need to double check the details on that really fast. Okay, so it's indeed acrobatics. Very cool.
I believe.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So with my last one, I'm gonna tumble through, which allows me to stride up to my speed, and then I need to attempt a acrobatics check. Well, I guess is the branch an enemy? Because essentially it's against the reflex DC of whatever I'm trying to tumble through here at this point.
Yeah. It's gonna be tumble throughs for a creature, but you can make me an acrobatics check.
Okay, just a straight acrobatics check.
It's gonna be a pretty low DC. Yeah.
I just went a little extra. That's all. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent. That's an 18.
Yeah, I think easy enough. You tumble through. Don't consider it difficult terrain, and you can make it up to 25 feet if you want.
I love that. Getting closer to the bad guy. Where is? Yeah, cool. Thank you for the assist. And this is more for flavor, so if I need to use an action to do this next turn, I can. But as soon as I see that, like, I draw my my rapier, and
okay.
And I'll just yell out, "Weird plant creature?" Question mark at the end.
Yeah, and Beryn's still kind of screaming it, like, and like he's trying to like beat it off, like kick it.
He's doing what?
Huh? I knew that was coming the second I said
I bet you did know it was coming.
I knew Syrup was a child.
And I believe that is my turn.
So in this moment, you tumble through tumble through the enemy, this log. Very mean looking log, don't get me wrong.
Very mean log.
As you do, Waffles?
No.
Okay, got it.
You ruined me.
I did
It's
it.
Lenora's turn.
Lenora's
Yep.
turn.
Okay, how
could
close?
possibly go wrong?
How close can I move to Beryn and the creature?
What is your speed?
Great question, babe. 1 second.
Highly likely 25 feet.
Boo. It is probably 25 feet. If I can find it. Where is that? I believe it was 25 feet when I saw it, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, 25.
Okay, perfect. So with that, you, is there? I feel like I hear something. Is it? Do y'all hear any like tapping or something? Is that coming from my mic? I just want to make sure.
I can't hear anything.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Okay, then we're good. So you can make it close. Like, if you do, you want to use all 3 of your actions to just like get as close as you possibly can.
No, I want to see if I can cast fear.
Okay, so how close do you want to get?
It's a range of 30 feet, so I need to get within 30 feet.
And it's probably 2
If it's
actions, so I
possible.
don't think you'll be able to this
Is it?
turn.
Yeah, you're not.
Most spells are going to be 2 actions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to get close enough, I guess, to see what's going on. Part of me just wants to watch Beryn suffer for a second. And also, I get closer because I know that I've been told to, like, save a life or whatever. But in my mind,
Or
that
whatever.
is becoming like, okay, we wandered into this creature's territory, and this creature who lives here is hurting the guy that I know is bad. So why am I not team creature?
Okay, fair.
So I guess
mean,
I will
yeah,
just
fair.
use my I'll use all 3 of parts of my turn
To get there, yeah. I will say,
To get this
you're gonna get with like all 3 of your actions, you're gonna get a little Garen, who is not dealing with the difficult terrain as much as you are, was able to go a little bit further. So you're about where
Okay.
we put you here.
Great.
Yeah, while he cut down a lot of the underbrush, he cannot afford stairs out of stone for you. So the
enough.
stones were still kind of hard to get across.
Yep.
Fair
So
enough.
at that moment, you get there, you see the same scene that Garen saw. You see this like moving and shaking, like rather. Otherwise, it looks like nature. It looks like a bush, like a regular bush. But there are these like vines that are wrapped around Garen, that are kind of entangling him and tying him down. He's fallen on his butt as this thing is kind of like wrapping itself around him. That's what you see.
Yep. And at the same time, you see a part of the underbrush that Garen is standing beside begin to move and come to life. And
Oh no, I'm in danger!
a vine whips. Actually, make me a perception check, Garen.
Sure. This is a 15.
Okay. You are flat-footed for this first attack as you did not see it begin to move. You probably
Great.
had all your eyes on Beryn instead.
Man, I like hopped over. I hopped over. It looked super cool. And fuck.
And what happens here is it's not, and both you and Lenora see this. Well, Garen's about to see this, but the bush that is over here, the underbrush that is over here, is not moving in the same way as the large one that's on Beryn right now. There is just this thing, this long sort of tendril, almost tentacle-looking thing, vine, if you will, that just emerges from within the underbrush and starts waving around.
I whip my hair back and forth.
I whip my hair back and forth and then slap Garen. Does a 17 hit your flat-footed AC?
Yeah.
which for anyone that doesn't know, flat-footed is a -2 to AC.
Yep.
Great.
Okay. You take 6 slashing damage as it kind of slashes across your body, tearing a little hole in your clothes. Gives you a nice little whip. And then, what is your reflex DC?
Is that impacted by my flat-footed as well?
It is. It is not.
No.
I don't believe.
It's
If
just-
it is,
no,
that's
it's
fine.
not.
Yeah, and my reflex DC is 10 plus the score.
Yeah,
correct?
reflex
So, yeah.
save plus 10.
Yep. So 19.
Okay. You can tell like where it slashes you. It slashes you like your upper shoulder, and then you can feel the vine trying to wrap around you and like maybe tie you down a little, but you're able to get out of that.
Yep. I spin.
You spin. It is gonna take another slash at you.
Multiple attack
That
penalty. Yeah.
doesn't- Yeah, multiple attack penalty does a 16. Hit your flat-footed AC.
It does not.
Okay.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. And being an unintelligent creature, it is going to take a third attack at you.
Because MAP, baby.
Yep. And what? And the last one misses you by far. It just kind of slaps the ground by your foot.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'd like to add, does a 4 hit you?
I think.
Just want
I'm trying to be narrative and not mathematical
I'm
here.
so
Thanks.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just had to
I'm sorry.
ask.
That's the GM badass job, Waffles. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, no, it does not hit me.
At the moment that this vine thing hits you, what happens to Beryn?
Beryn seems to take a couple of very hard hits. And he, like, at this point, while the bush isn't moving and coming at you, Garen, Beryn does seem to be on his last legs.
He is not looking
Oh no.
good.
I know Lenora is very sad about it.
Oh no. And you can see like all across Beryn's body at this point, at least those of you that are close enough to see this, like there are these sort of like lacerations across his skin where all of like the thorns from this bush are hit. Like he's like cut up and he's definitely like not looking good.
And if you want to give me, Lenora and Garen could give me a perception check real quick.
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Nope. 7.
It looks like. How does that make sense?
You rolled 3d10.
You rolled 3d20
Oh,
and then 1d20.
that
And then
didn't make
1d20.
any sense. That didn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I was trying to add a
From the top.
modifier. Okay, 5 plus 3.
Okay, 8.
So that's an 8.
7 and 8. Yeah, y'all both look. It doesn't seem like y'all care anything about what happened to Beryn, and you can't quite tell. He's just here, wrapped up in a bush.
But Fitz.
How far will I be able to dash and then take an action, or is it just movement for 25 feet of difficult terrain?
So if you're also 25 feet of movement, making your way all the way to there, you would get to be around where Lenora is.
Great, let's do that. I will stand just to the right of Lenora.
And as such, Pinto is with you.
Pinto will be on my back. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. At that point, another one of the
This is real bad.
underbrush
Very cool. This is very quick. This is very familiar to me.
comes to life, and it begins to scramble what looks to be like over the side of the large log. It takes it one turn to like scramble over the other side, 2 turns to actually like jump down and be adjacent to Fitz, and it is going to take 1 slash at Fitz.
Would I have been able to have like drawn my shield?
Yeah,
You
for
probably
sure.
have been running with it, like as soon
Great.
as you heard
Okay,
the
cool.
scream. Yeah.
Cool. All right, great. Then I'm
You
gonna
can
raise
draw
that
it,
AC.
but just so you know, raise shield in Pathfinder is an action, and I don't think you had the action economy to do that. So you won't
Okay.
get the AC bonus unless you raise your shield during your turn.
Understood. Thank you.
But it does kind of slash out at you, and you see like it kind of like stumbles over this log and like whap, right on the ground beside you, missing completely.
Phew. Clumsy Flora.
you watch as it like kind of flops down from the thing. It's like it's not loping through the woods. It is this weird little underbrush thing that's moving.
And then it's Beryn's turn, correct?
Correct, it is.
Okay, Beryn's like grunting, trying to break free. He is able to break free on what seems to be his second action. And with the chance to either crawl or stand up, he's going to crawl 5 feet away from this bush. Still prone on the ground.
Yep, he's like army crawling and like not looking good.
Yeah, kicking feet, breaking free of some vines, army crawls 5 feet across the ground. It looks like he's dying.
Good. I mean, oh no, we must have saved him.
Oh no.
Pinto.
Pinto hops up on to Fitz's shoulder, pulls out his wand, and says, I think it's time for a little brainstorm. He's going to cast Electric Arc on the 2 nearest vines.
That's cantrip.
Yeah, we'll see. Something tells me their reflex is pretty good. So they need to make a reflex save. DC 17.
Okay.
They both do seem quite adept at reflexing, and they both normal succeed, basically.
They're both normal jerks.
That's true. For what it matters to everybody, there are things in Pathfinder called basic saves. Basic saves basically mean that on a success it is half damage, on a critical success it is no damage, and on a failure it is full, on a critical failure it is double. So you'd still do half damage even though they succeeded at this check.
The fun thing about basic saves is that they have that ladder of hierarchy, and it's not
it's not a saber suck.
That's exactly what I was trying to think. You exactly. So you can roll your damage.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll 2d4. Do I roll it for each creature?
We've always rolled it for each creature, but that's
yeah, more rolls, more fun. Hold up, let me get out my D4.
Exactly. More rolls, more fun.
Because me and Waffles used the shit out of this spell last time.
I think it is one of the strongest cantrips.
When I played a little Leshy Druid, I used it all the time. It was like my go-to.
Yep.
If you care about min-maxing, take Electric Arc.
Sorry, the pyramid's a 3 or a 4?
Pyramid's a 4.
Pyramid's a 4. Okay, so 3 plus 3. All right, so the first one was a 6, so it takes 3 damage.
Yep.
Second one, 1.
Nice.
Nice.
A little spark on this.
1 damage.
For the audience and yourself and the players, I am counting the first one as the closest one to you.
Yeah.
Great. So that one takes 3, and then the farther one takes 1. I am going to cast Shield as my final action.
I love it. Isn't it so nice when you don't have to move, when you're just like carried around everywhere? Frees up the action economy.
Must be nice.
Hoping not to take advantage of that, but
No, it's perfect. I mean, it's kind of neat that y'all have like a portable wizard spellcaster. Like, it's great.
Sure.
it fits
The
in
only
most
thing that could ever
overhead
mess it up is
storage
a fireball.
spaces.
What was that, Waffles?
I was just going to say the only thing that could ever mess it up is the fireball.
Yeah, sure. Well, it would be such a shame. All right, Beryn, you're up, and Lenora, you're on deck.
So looking at this entity that has struck me, looking at army crawling douchebag over there, he's got some decisions to make. The first one is he's going to look at the creature that's attacking him. That was good. You're quite the performer. But I do wonder if you've ever seen anything like this. And he takes his rapier out, and he's beginning to, honestly, do exactly that, like almost like a snake charmer, and then begins to like maneuver it around. He's going to use fascinating performance against the creature that's right next to him.
I have a question. I'm going to look something up real quick. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Because typically, like with a perform, just for folks at home, while Sarah's looking stuff up, typically like a song, a dance, a few jokes, but Beryn is a battle dancer as well. So sometimes you can do some things in combat, and hopefully, maybe, barely, fascinate one of these things to make it chill for a little bit.
Waffles?
Yeah.
Can it see?
It can.
It can?
I believe so.
You said red something, so I assume those were eyes.
No. So it has tremor sense.
Oh, it only has tremor sense. No, you're right. It cannot see.
However,
but
I think this will still work because when you perform, compare your result to the will DC of one observer.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say though. It's not. It's still
observing,
I
guess.
Yeah, I'll let it.
It's more like it has tremor sense, which to me is like a bat with echolocation kind of thing. It's not like Yeah,
I think. It's still sensing. You're moving, and it has tremor sense, and therefore it's going to impact it, and I'm fine with it. So go for it.
Okay. All right. So I need to make a performance check against this will DC, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please work. That is pretty great, actually. That's a 21.
Amazing.
That is a success.
Okay. And amazing. So it is fascinated by me for one round.
Yep.
I believe because this performance worked, and it has the bravado trait that grants me panache. Is that correct?
It does. It does grant you panache.
Great. And then, don't worry. You keep doing that. I'll be right back. And he's going to use his second action to maneuver over towards the creature that was attacking Beryn. I don't remember his name anymore. He's just douchebag.
Beryn.
Beryn. Because we have the same fucking name. It's like fucking. I hate him.
Aaron B.
Just as much as
Baron.
Lenora does. And then because I have panache.
Sorry.
Hey, baby.
And as I begin to maneuver over, you see Beryn take off, and like in really Marvel's Capcom 2 when like Wolverine does like a fucking like there's like a tornado claw, he sort of spins in the air and like he's like stabbing with like a corkscrew and like stabs through this creature using a confident finisher.
The old Mortal Kombat Raiden, like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna use a confident finisher, and if I fail to hit, it'll do some damage at least. So we'll see what happens. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 23 to hit.
That is a hit.
Great. So because that is a confident finisher, that grants me my strike finisher damage. So this is going to be a total of 3d6 plus 2. Oh my god, I rolled really well. 12, 14, 16 points of piercing damage.
16? 16?
Yeah, 1/6. Yes.
Okay.
16 damage.
You slap through these vines, this bush, and take a good chunk of it off.
Great. And do I see how old boy's looking? He's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, he's looking rough, right?
Yeah, Beryn's looking very rough.
Cool. And so I look down at him and cool. I look down at him, and I just have my rapier out towards the one in front of me, and that's my turn.
And I poke my rapier towards his neck. I hold Beryn
and I kill him.
And this campaign has taken a turn. All right.
Okay. So where is the how's that the big main? The bush is the main guy, or the vines are also their own thing?
What do you mean?
So the vines do seem to be like acting upon their own accord, and
Gotcha.
not like if you kill the bush, the vines aren't going to disintegrate. If that's what you're asking.
Cool. Well, I care more about the vines that are closer to me than about protecting Beryn, and it seems like Garen's got it under control. So I'm just gonna light these bitches on fire. I'm gonna use ignition on. I'm gonna be a softie, and I'm gonna use ignition. Actually, no, because I've got Fitz is next to me, and I fuck yeah. I'm gonna use ignition on the vine closest to Fitz. Oh.
Ah. Thanks for
Yeah.
protection.
They
So
don't know that's why I'm doing it,
snap
though.
your fingers, and beneath the little vine begins to smolder. So you're gonna make a spell attack roll.
2
Smolder, like
D4. Is
Zoolander?
that what it is?
Same
That's not
range.
the attack roll. The attack
Yeah,
roll is
it
going to
should
be a D20 plus your spell attack modifier.
Which is +5.
Spell attack modifier. It's +5? No. Let's do it. That's a 13. Shit. It's not great.
Yeah.
Do you want to use your hit point?
Yeah, I guess I will. So I just roll again.
Okay. Now we can kill Lenora. Yeah, you roll again. You have to take the second one though.
All right. It's 18!
Hey!
Hey.
Guess what? A
And
13
2d4
doesn't
damage.
hit, but an 18
18
does.
does. And it's 2d4 damage, right?
Correct.
Womp.
Fuck, sorry, I
do-
keep rolling. I've been rolling by accident. That was not. I'm just like touching things.
I do want to
it's not
just
working.
like disclaimer
Yeah.
so nobody gets mad at me later on down the line. I will ask, are you sure or do you want to hero point that multiple times when it is advantageous and when it is disadvantageous?
That's advantageous.
Yeah.
That's why I just don't listen to you.
Yes, that works too.
I have to roll 2d4 damage, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now I'm doing it hopefully correctly. So that's 8. That's
Hey.
4 and 4.
Whoa,
Fuck
max damage.
Let's go.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and you see this thing begin to light up in just flames and like writhe around almost. It looks almost completely burnt to a crisp. Whereas the bush seems to be maybe made of a little bit like of twigs and foliage and stuff, this vine is like green and does not seem to like catch fire or anything. It is
Green
right
grass.
on its last legs though.
Cool. Do I have any actions remaining?
One.
Ignition
One?
is 2
Okay.
actions. Yeah, so you have 1 more. I want to just bring up so everybody's aware for that, like when you have that extra 1 little action or anything like that, please know that recall knowledge is totally valid. If you're looking around the situation and you go, what do I know about these creatures? What do I know about anything? You can do a recall knowledge that is available to everybody.
Great, let's do that because I want to make sure I'm taking stock of exactly what is going on and using my next
Okay.
turn.
I'm gonna assume you don't have any specific lores like jungle lore or anything. So
Nah, my lore is
it's
all, like,
probably
This
fucking
one's
legal
nature.
jargon.
yeah, it's probably a nature check for you.
Great. My nature is a 0. It has to be a nature check.
If you're
My
recalling
lore is
knowledge, yes.
underworld illegal.
Nah.
Yeah, these
Looking real
these-
underworld
these-
right now.
These plants are not lawyers.
So different, like what you're doing recall knowledge on will determine what
Yeah.
kind of roll it is.
Gotcha. So it's just a straight up
Nature.
boring little D20.
Straight up boring.
But what if you
D20,
national
no
20 at
pluses.
that? Wouldn't that be sick?
That would be so cute. Okay, let's see.
You are our first and only.
And I
nat
did
20.
not. I got a 10. That was my first
Yeah.
roll, wasn't that 20?
A 10. Okay.
Yeah.
For your efforts, it's a vine that can move.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so
Got it.
crazy.
Amazing. All right. Next up is the vine lasher that his friend left him. Waffles.
Yeah, his friend left him. He being a small creature, will just kind of walk under this log, I believe. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Adjacent up to Lenora.
Hat.
Let
Bitch.
out the first little vine lash. It's just a vine. That's all it can do. It can vine lash.
It can.
So it's gonna vine lash.
Spoilers.
Does an 18 hit you, Lenora?
Shit, yeah, I think my AC is like 15.
Sheesh.
Your AC is indeed
Yeah,
15.
AC 15.
You take 8 slashing damage,
Ouch.
Ow.
and it is going to attempt to grab you because it just gets to do that. What is your reflex DC?
5.
So 15. So it critically succeeds at grabbing you. It is.
Wait, is that, sorry, am I correct?
You got to roll.
Oh, never mind.
No, you don't
No.
have to roll. What is your reflex save, basically?
It's dex and proficiency, right?
Well, so
Yeah,
your
yeah.
reflex is plus 5 because you're trained in it.
Oh, okay,
So-
plus 5. So I'm rolling.
No.
No.
Your,
When I say DC,
let me get it. Your DC of a reflex save or of anything is 10 plus the modifier. So your
okay.
reflex modifier is 5, so your reflex DC becomes 15. Yep.
Yeah, that's why mine was 19 earlier.
yep.
Great.
And it
So now-
happened to roll a 25 athletics.
Oh, good.
So it is able to, like, when it slashes you like on your knee and thigh, and then wraps around, and you are currently grabbed by the creature.
Okay, she's
Grabbed is a condition, so if you're on the path builder for your thing and you want to automatically
Yeah.
apply it, you could just do add condition in the top right. And if you want, I could do that for you. And
Yeah, could you do it? I'm looking at the PDF of the file that I exported from my phone.
yeah, I got you. So with
Yeah.
grabbed,
Thank you, babe.
if anybody's curious, it means that you're also off guard, which is the new flat-footed. We should really stop saying flat-footed. It's now off guard, and immobilized. So it to do anything.
Never being fucking nice to any people ever again.
Yeah, it is. Yes. Sorry, you can continue after this. Sorry. With this specific creature, you are not immobilized. You can drag the creature with you as if you're walking through difficult terrain.
Got it.
That's
I
a
will
very
adjust it.
Lenora move. I love that, though.
I will adjust it as appropriate. Perfect. Excellent.
Yep. And it will take one more slash at you, being attached to you.
Son of a bitch.
And it misses with the second one, trying to like
Good.
hold on to your leg and like slash again. It just misses. It is the bush's turn. The bush is going to take one step forward. The bush is then going to. Wait, I can't do that. No.
Yeah, don't do it.
How terrible of a joke am I allowed to make as Bella?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, if you make a too terrible one, we'll let you know after the show.
Yeah, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
I mean, as long as we
Is this
don't
a-
like,
is
we
this a-
have
is it-
Oh, I'm
sponsors.
so curious.
This is
Is it-
definitely
is it
this is
against
definitely a
TOS?
hentai joke. No, this is a hentai joke.
Okay.
No.
Oh, it's not? Okay. That's
You
where
know
my brain
what? I think this is gonna be for you guys in the Discord.
Perfect.
went. Okay.
Perfect.
I like
Amazing.
that. I like that.
A nice middle ground. All right, Waffles. What's this?
Yeah. This bush, since it stepped up, can no longer do what I actually wanted it to do. And it is going to Vine Lash once at Garen. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. You take 8 slashing damage.
Yikes, that's really bad for me.
And you also begin very slightly bleeding.
Actively. Persistently,
Actively.
if you
Persistent
persistent
bleed.
bleed,
I
if you
picked
will.
up what you're both putting down, okay?
And then it's
So,
going to take
Jacob,
it.
you have persistent bleed damage?
You should see a doctor. I know that, like, this is your terrain and stuff, but
Lenora turns to him from where she has vines all over her and she goes, "Hey, Catman, you're bleeding."
Perfect.
And then for its last action, it slashes at Beryn on the ground and actually misses.
nice.
Nice, impressive. All right, with that, right, Waffles, you good?
Yep. Yep, that is it for me.
Fitz, you're up.
And persistent bleeding happens on my turn.
I'm gonna pretend yes.
Yes, at the beginning of your turn and at the end, you get a chance for your body to staunch it normally.
That's going to be real important, and you'll see in a minute.
How you looking? Are you looking that good? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm looking not good.
My guess is 2 hit points.
I'm not going to tell you now.
Okay.
But man, maybe Syrup's wish might come true.
It won't feel the same because Waffles is handling the combat, so I guess Waffles will kill you.
You know,
Alright,
that does fit.
I'm a killer, bro.
That actually fits our friendship better, honestly.
Yeah,
That's true.
all right, Fitz. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Fitz will sort of like hit the side of his rucksack and draw from it a gigantic, almost carbon steel-looking pan that is a meteor shield reflavored as a frying pan. And he will raise his shield to up his AC to protect him and his little buddy. Does that count as one action or 2?
That is 1 action, yes. That is 1 action, and then that allows you on your turn to take the reaction of shield block.
Great. I'm actually just gonna smack the shit out of the burning vine with the shield now that I have it up.
Okay.
That sounds like a play.
Shield bash it.
Yeah, give me that shield bash attack roll.
Bashing it up. Come on, game.
I believe in the heart of the cards.
We got you.
All right, 17 plus 6 is 23 to hit.
It's defo a hit.
Damn. Roll that damn thing.
Is this my deific weapon? Can a shield be that, or is that my sword? Or is that none of the above?
Can I make a call we haven't decided on, Syrup, and say yes?
100%. Great. Cool.
Yes, you can.
Then I'll just do the regular.
Based on his deity, I think a shield is a great weapon.
I think a shield is a great deific weapon, yes.
Tight. So this will hit at a D8.
In this moment, Fitz, you pull out the shield. You've had it. Well, this is not really a shield in its day-to-day use, though you're using it as such right now. As you kind of pull it out, this is actually a adrenaline moment. Pinto is on your shoulders. This thing is right in front of you. You worry about the protection of your little friend as you do this, and you do feel a light kind of pulse through your arm once again as you heft up this shield, and then continue on.
So that is going to be for 7 damage.
Yeah, and this thing's like going to attack you, maybe even at the very last second going to attack Pinto. You see it like slashing out towards it, and just fly swatter over the head. You pound this thing into the ground. It is not moving.
Yeah, almost how like you would put out a grease fire in a kitchen with another pan.
Yes,
I just whack it top down to
And you
smother it
smack it into the ground. It is like flat and smushed into the ground. It is not moving. Wonderful job. Do you have one more action?
I believe I do.
Yes.
If you wish, you could get in flanking with Lenora on the other vine area.
Is it possible to try to grapple the vine?
Because you have to move. It's no.
Movement cost and action as well. Great. Then, if I throw my shield at the vine, would that perchance knock her loose?
I do not believe it'll knock her loose, but you do have a chance of doing damage to the vine.
All right, let me throw my shield. That sounds fun.
That sounds awesome.
Captain America.
I will say though, you will lose your raise your shield action that you did.
Yeah, but it's okay because I just rolled a natural 20. Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah,
Let's
fucking
go.
So that's gonna be a 26.
That's a crit. I mean, natural 20 itself, crit. That will be double damage. You double everything in Pathfinder, including your pluses.
Do you want the damage to
Incredible.
be the same as the shield bash action basically right now, Waffles? Is that gonna for this thrown shield?
Unless he has something different, because the meteor shield can be thrown.
Oh, then do the-
No, it's still the same. It's still the same hit damage even when
Go.
with
Okay.
thrown. For shield bash, it's the same. It's like
Yeah,
just
perfect.
the mirrored attack.
Sure. Then give us that. Double it after everything.
So that is 6, 12 total, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, you do some throwing this thing. You kind of like, for flavor, we'll say you bounce it off the fallen tree behind it, hit it kind of like behind the back where it's not expecting. Do some significant damage to it. You see like one of its like other vines that it was holding onto Lenora with kind of like start to. My brain wants to say slough off, but I know.
No,
Syrup
not
will get mad
that
at me.
word.
Yeah, it starts to like just kind of like limp out. It still has Lenora grabbed, but it looks to be on its last legs as well.
Absolutely.
And you notice that like for the weight of the shield, it has a surprisingly like sharp inner corner, and that that it's like kind of wedged in and like dangling off of one of the main branches on this vine.
It's for the sake of the tapestry that you're weaving, is this a frying pan with a handle? Is it more like a wok with like
Yeah.
two?
Excellent question. Think of it as like a wok, but instead of having like the extended handle, it's just the two kind of like squared off ends that are on top of like,
Sweet.
the circumference.
Love it.
And that's my turn.
Okay. It will be Beryn's turn. Beryn is going to first action, just panic, crawl away. Second action, stand up. Third action, kind of like very panic, looking around. He hasn't issued like a thank you to anyone or anything yet, but does look to be basically dying, and he's going to run like 25 feet this way, towards the south, towards the lake, away from every living creature in here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be. It's not dignified. It's like his scramble, like he's like half.
Yeah.
He's running as
Yeah.
he's trying to get up from his feet, so he's like almost scrambling on all fours for a moment as he like stumbles up, and again he's still bleeding and everything, and it's not pleasant.
Beryn, wait up! Oh, you ding dong.
On that note, Pinto.
Pinto is so PG. It's so cute.
Yeah, dang it.
Ding dong.
All right. Well, that does change what I was thinking of doing, because I guess he's no longer in immediate danger.
I mean, Garen is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
All right.
heard Garen's not
I'm
doing well
bleeding.
either.
Yeah, Garen's not looking good.
I'm going to hop off of your shoulder, Fitzy. I'm going to try to grab a piece of this vine, just rip it off.
The dead one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to use it as a telekinetic projectile. I'm going to
hell yeah.
hurl it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hurl it towards the gross bush.
Yep. That sounds perfect.
The bushy bush. All right, that is a spell attack roll, I believe.
14?
You watch it like it's about to hit some of the vines that are like getting ready to attack Garen, and it pulls back. You just miss it.
Real cool though.
Right.
Real cool.
Sorry. Next one. And I'm going to cast shield again.
Telekinetic projectiles 2 actions, and then you jumped off for 1 action.
Is she? Oh. All right.
Yep.
So Garen.
Well, crap.
Garen, top of your turn, you take 1 bleed damage.
Okay.
You still up?
Yep. So, the adrenaline still like coursing through him, even though as he sees this fucking piece of shit motherfucker crawl away. He's going to attempt to tumble through this creature. Can you hold me for just 1 second? And he's going to like grab a hold of like what would be like the consistency or the same Z's of like the shoulders of this creature, and he's gonna like essentially like pommel horse like up and around and behind it, twist up and around, and then well, actually we're gonna see if the tumble through works first, I suppose, right? It's an acrobatics check for me, is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. That's fantastic. That's a 25.
Against the reflex DC of this creature, that is a normal success.
Mm-hmm. And then as he's just like, come on, and he like sort of lets go, sort of tumbles around it, and almost like, you know, when you see someone doing pommel horse and they like, you know, they like go up and finish and like finish, and then like, but instead of that, he's got his rapier in his hand, and he's just going to like take it, drive it through the back of the creature, and bring it down.
Okay.
And because I tumble through, I have panache, which gives me the ability to do another finisher if I hit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 22 to hit.
Normal success.
Guys, this is good music because I'm fucking freaking out. So that is 8 to 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah,
don't.
I mean you are hacking away at this thing. This now looks to be on its last legs, but it's still up.
So that's 1, 2. I have a third.
Your competent finisher is one action.
Yes.
Okay.
And lastly, as he lands behind it, he puts out his rapier, sort of just like kind of like back, like in a side stance, and I'm going to use extravagant parry, which gives me a +2 to my AC. So my AC is now 20.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my
Tumble
turn.
through one action. Okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I have studied the shit out of this.
You're doing so good. I love it. Lenora, you are grabbed by this thing. What would you like to do about it?
I am going to all of my spells are 2 actions, is that correct?
There's a little symbol next to each one.
Right.
Actually, right now, from what you have prepped from the screenshot or from what I'm seeing, yes, they're all 2 actions.
Great. I'm going to attempt to charm the vine that is attacking me.
I will add, just real quick,
Yeah.
you have a focus spell that is 1 action, though not appropriate for this, just so you know.
Yeah. What I want to do, can I tell you what I want to do? I want it to chill out so I can stab it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try and, so if I do charm, if I charm it, then I still have, I can hopefully reach for my dagger and give it a slice.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
let me know if this is not up to par for you, Syrup, but I think on a successful charm with the shape of this creature, it's probably just an automatic stab.
Charm is a mental effect, and this is not an intelligent creature. Correct?
Fuck.
Yeah, possibly. It doesn't have the like mindless tag to it,
It does not.
but it is a -4 intelligence, which I do believe has some effect on
Fuck
charm
that
and mind
then.
spells.
Fuck that then.
No, it's only if it's on mindless, so... Emotion... Creatures... Honestly, this thing doesn't... I'm gonna say it's gonna work, because by all technical rules, it's apparently supposed to work.
I mean, otherwise I'll just stab it, but are my arms free? Like, how am I actually wrapped?
So the way
Yeah, being-
mechanically that it's going to affect you is you're going to have to do anything you want to do has a flat DC 5 check to do it. And if you just roll that flat check, then you're going to be able to do it.
Okay,
They worked
great.
for
So-
Merle in Pedals to the Metal.
Yeah. So okay. So forget everything I said because let me try and stab myself free first.
Okay.
Um.
So just first of all, roll me a DC 5 flat check. So just roll a D20.
Just a sexy little D20. That is sure is a 2.
All right.
All right. So first action, you go to like try to grab your dagger and get it out to stab this thing, and it just like wraps around your arm a little. You still have 2 actions. You have not lost anything but an action. So you can try another flat check to stab
Yeah.
it.
I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna stab.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab it. So that's another D20. That's a 9.
Perfect.
Okay.
That works.
I don't have any modifier for that. Do I?
No, the flat check
No, no.
is just a
so
flat
it's
check.
fine.
So the 9 is
Great,
just
great,
like,
great.
okay, you rip your hand free with your dagger in hand. Now go ahead and roll to attack.
So that's another. So now I'm actually attacking it with. If I can
With a
stab
plus
it at
5.
D20 again.
Yep.
With a
D20
plus
with
5.
plus 5.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord bear me strength. That's a 19, bitch.
Yes.
Eat shit,
Yeah.
Vine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a
Give
clip.
us that dagger damage.
So now she's fucking angry and she's stabbing the shit out of this fucking vine. She's mad that the fire didn't work too.
Don't forget to roll the damage.
I roll damage. What am I doing? 2d4.
It's 1d4 plus 2.
1d4 plus 2. 6. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
4 plus
yeah,
2.
it's
My
like-
damage
it's like-
rolls are immaculate.
it's like wrapped around your leg, trying to hold you still, and you literally slice it in half, and then
Be
what's
dead.
on your leg falls to
Be
the
dead,
ground, and
stupid.
the other creature falls to the ground.
All right. All right. In this moment, here's what I want to do. I want to wrap this up just for as we kind of progress. The 2 vine lashers are down. The bush is on its last leg. However, so is Beryn. So this is gonna be tight because it is the bush's turn. So let's see. This is gonna determine if Beryn goes down or not.
Okay, and then I think it is going to spend 2 actions to just live. You see it begin to, some of the blood that Beryn is leaking on the ground, it soaks some of it up,
Oh no.
and adds, since your damage was 1, it adds 2 hit points to itself because it just literally wants to live, and then it's going to slash out at you with its last action.
Okay.
The blood gets souped up from the ground.
Do I have a hero point?
Only if
hoping-
chat gives you a hero point, so no.
I don't think I've been gifted a
I
hero
respect
point yet.
that so much, you piece of shit.
It heals
It's,
from drinking his blood.
natural 1.
Ugh.
It literally like
Fucking
the ground
amazing.
beside you.
Oh my god. I wish I had riposte right now. It would be perfect.
So that it was a natural 1. Great.
Yeah, that was its turn.
It was its turn. So, Fitz, it's the last thing in
Yeah,
sight.
yeah.
Tell me what you're doing to it. If I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like
Yeah.
an action.
Well, I
together?
don't think movement-wise I'll be able to get over there in time. So I'm hoping to go back, pick up my shield off the corpse guy over here, and then pop up here and chuck it the rest of the way.
So I won't take up an action for you to pick up your shield, though sometimes that will be an action, just so you know. But you are not in imminent danger. I'm gonna, we'll hand wave that. So you're just gonna move to pick it up, and we're gonna let that be 1 movement to get up there. So you have your action to do so. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. I am going to throw that shield in.
Shield, bro.
How a 17 do?
Say it again. I'm so sorry.
17?
Well,
Yeah, that is a hit.
it
Sweet.
splatters, and some of that blood that you're pretty sure is like it had soaked up, like splatters on you, Gareth, and you're pretty sure like that somehow is probably
Don't make me bleed my own blood.
yeah, and probably maybe a little bit of Beryn's too. It's not pretty.
It's a weird brotherhood now.
As it completely splatters with Fitz's shield. At this point, we transition out of initiative, and what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna transition out of immediate initiative. However, this is what's gonna happen. You all kind of look around you. Adrenaline high. Nothing seems to be moving. Okay. Everything, for the moment, seems to be handled. And you look around to the one thing that is moving, which is Beryn, who is, like, scrambling back. You see him look at you all.
I can't sleep on Beryn.
Well, hold on. And you watch as he's bleeding out. It's like... and slumps over to the side, completely passing out. Now...
Sweet. Save a slave. Save a spell slot.
He is bleeding actively. He has not successfully managed to keep that persistent bleed away.
He's not the only one.
He's currently dying one.
He is technically, mechanically dying one.
May I administer first aid?
Yes, you may.
At the same time, I'm going to cast Healing Plaster.
To Garen.
Healing plaster?
Yeah.
Karen.
Oh, okay. Hold on, wait, that changed. Okay.
I'm kidding. Let's start with the one that's actively dying.
Actively dying, yeah, I'm not
We'll
dying
move
yet.
on. I'll save my spells for you, Catman.
I will say though, like in the moment of like adrenaline dump, he falls to a knee. But I am still bleeding, correct? GMs.
Waffles, is he still bleeding?
Yeah, give me, I forgot to get your flat check. Go ahead and give me a DC 15 flat check.
Damn, a DC 15 flat? Jesus.
Yeah, this is for your body to do its own thing.
Yeah, no, not one.
Okay.
Okay, so you take one more bleeding damage, and then, like, people are gonna get over there to help you, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to staunch your own wounds, rub some dirt in it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Rub some dirt in it. Great.
As Garen takes that knee, Fitz will look over and be like, "Do you need my assistance, or shall I tend to the wussy?"
Kind of like there's like an undercurrent of a growl, and it's just like, him first. It's just so I can punch him.
Another thing you can hold over his head.
It's true. But I don't want to take that away from Lenora.
I appreciate you joining me in my spite.
So what do you do?
You see now what I mean? He really sucks.
I do.
So I'll probably go over and using my acumen from preparing the corpses for interment, I will perform a medicine check to see, I guess, if how quickly I can either like stabilize or stop the bleeding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mac, as you pass by me, can I have held my hand up and you just kind of scoop me up? Because again, it'd take me like 3 turns to get there.
I just take my shield and kind of like drag pop you up on it as I clasp it onto my back.
Sweet.
Yeah. And Garen will just kind of stumble, like, bleeding all over, like, following everyone.
All right.
What is the what would be the DC to help? Is there one for the medicine check? To like aid?
Yes, there is. You do first aid on it. And you have a healer's toolkit, correct? Just to make sure you have the necessary tools.
I actually don't know if I have a healer's toolkit.
We can say you. Well,
I mean, I know one thing you do have is magic, right?
It's true, I do have the magic, so I can use spells.
well, I will say at this point, you see someone dying in front of you, and As morbid as this sounds, this is somebody who is in the dying condition, not dead. And while you are comfortable around the dead and have existed around the dead, you are not familiar with the dying as much. And as you step forward, you do feel which arm do you hold your shield, your walk pot thing in? Oh, push it on.
I hold it in my robo arm,
In
so
your
it would be
robo arm.
the left one.
You shift it for a second as you approach him, realizing around, like, as you pat your body that you don't have a toolkit that you need for, you don't have bandages and such. You didn't bring that with you. It was such a rush. And you kind of shift the shield a bit, and you, as you approach him, light shines up the robotic arm again. A little faster this time, almost like there's a current coming through. And you feel a small pull. You're gonna cast what on him?
It's I'll instinctively reach out my hand to put on Beryn's body, and I will cast Lay on Hands.
I don't think you've ever done this before, have you? Like, as Fitz?
No. Fitz never has. He just feels this, like, what I don't know if it's the forest or just like the high from battle and being around like blood and viscera, that his body just instinctively moves, much in the way that he saw the trail initially, and he'll lean down.
You lay your hand on him. And it's this weird feeling, because while you've seen the lights pass up and down your arm a couple times before, not quite really knowing, it's been doing that recently, but never really from before that. But it doesn't usually accompany it with a sensation. I mean, it's your robotic arm. Usually nothing accompanies any sensation in it. Except this time you do. You feel somehow a pulse through this arm as the lights, instead of going up your arm, reverse course and go down your arm. And there's a small glow as you cast Lay on Hands. You can roll the healing for me. And you all watch as a small little bead of light passes through from his hand into Beryn, not Garen, Beryn. And Fitz, can you roll me a perception check as this happens?
That is going to be a 17.
17. The mote of light that passes through from your hand, as you remove that hand, swirls a little and leaves a small trail as you see almost this floral flame shape take place, a familiar shape that you recognize, as it kind of weaves itself in the air and then disappears into Beryn's body. And in that moment, you exhale. And there's this just brief moment you feel suspended between breaths, between moments, and a sense of peace and calmness fills you. And then you inhale again, and that moment is gone. And Beryn wakes up with a gasp, I'm assuming. How much do you heal him for?
It was a full 6.
Full 6. And in this moment, I think we'll end tonight. Because I think it's a pretty cool
You gotta
moment
put that in
end
your
on.
chicken.